the Knights really doing a great job at controlling the pace, getting some stops, but the Falcons are getting a couple more offensive rebounds than Coach Wardenberg would like them to have.
Which was a story again in the first game. You know, that's one of the few times this season that the Knights have been out-rebounded for the game.
Right.
Especially on the offensive side. It was pretty lopsided totals there for the second half of the first game. So, you know, the Knights are off to a good start, 9-3. But, you know, the game, you know, is just getting started. And we mentioned Pfeiffer has some very good three-point shooters. So the Knights are going to have to continue to play hard and force them to move the ball.
Absolutely, and the Knights will need to make sure that they continue to control that pacing because, again, the battle of rebounding is an endurance second half. You know, you're lesser on energy, you get tired, you start making more mistakes. As that three-pointer is good for Pfeiffer. That was made by number 25. That is Justin Gayton. So just like that, the Falcons bring it back within 3. Baker driving the lane. Up the right hand, too short, no good. Rebounded by the Falcons. Good ball movement here from Pfeiffer. That 3 also good. Peace. Again, we talked about a fast start for Southern Virginia, but like you mentioned, Colby, this Falcons team is more than capable of making up ground very, very quickly.
All 3 of their buckets so far have come off of the three-pointer.
No whistle was blown, and Cole was kind of and retakes the lead for Southern Virginia, has a chance to make it a 2-point lead. Second free throw is also good. Knights doubling in the paint. Here's a corner 3, up and good.
Justin Gayton.
Gayton really having a fantastic first half so far, and that gives Pfeiffer the lead. Knocked out of bounds. They'll call it off of every single time he touches the ball around the three-point line. It just goes in. Here's a deep 3. That one no good. Brought down by Pfeiffer's number 2, Daniel Fulp. Kartchner defense able to cause the miss. Rebounded by Ibsen. Kennedy doubled in the corner, gets to Baker down low. Knights need to reset. Shot clock winding down. Kartchner goes into the paint, has to kick it out. Kennedy's three-pointer no good, brought down by the Falcons. Here's the floater, up no good, rebounded by Baker. In the paint is Kartchner, able to knock it down. The Knights take back the lead. Timeout by Pfeiffer. I was pretty sure they're going to call it on Baker. That first free throw is good for Smith. Second free throw no good. Another offensive rebound for the Falcons. Here's a 3. Air ball no good. They'll go back to the Knights. Kennedy driving right to the lane. Kicks to Kartchner. Pump fake up and good. Love the simplicity of that beautiful move from Kartchner. And the patience as well. Taken away by Ibsen. Connolly driving it, has to kick it out. Makes its way to Kartchner. It's now tied up at 20 apiece. Baker up with the left hand, up and good. Up, easy layup. That A brief lapse in judgment on the defense of the Knights.
One of those times we were talking about where the Knights let the Falcons get behind them on defense, had that easy fast break.
Inside to Kartchner, up with the right hand, up and in. He went up and under the basket, making a tough post shot. And gives the Knights back the lead. There's the three. Off the back of the rim, no good for Taylor Rowe. Goes back to Southern Virginia. Baker, spin move, hands off to Kartchner, up the right hand and good. Kartchner coming alive offensively. No whistle blown, surprisingly. There were bodies slammed to the floor. But picking it up and putting it back in was number 2, Daniel Fulp. And a takeaway by Pfeiffer. Up and no good. Rebounded by Connolly. The Knights catch a lucky break there. Baker gets his own rebound. Up and in with the foul. Those coming from beyond the three-point line. The next highest scorer is Hamilton, who has 4. We have co-players with 3 as well. So again, Beckwith carrying the load offensively for the Falcons.
And it happens often when you get a guy that's a streak shooter like that. He gets hot, he makes some baskets, and the best you can do sometimes is just withstand that run. And that's what the Knights have done, and they've stayed within their game, going into the paint, working from inside out, and they've been able to regain that lead after being down.
And that free throw from Baker is good. Cole Baker continues to be perfect from the free throw line, and now he leads in scoring for the Knights with 9 points to his name. That three-pointer up and good. Now from what you've witnessed so far today, but he can sure shoot that ball. Kennedy drives in, strong up with the right hand and in. Good job so far in today's game responding whenever the Falcons have gotten a great play. Here's a three-pointer. Up, no good once again for Taylor Rowe. He's struggled today from behind the three-point line. That's his 3rd miss. He has 0 makes so far. Fed inside to Kartchner, goes up no good, ends up on the floor, no whistle blown. Gonna be a Euro step travel throw line.
Of course, the top 6 teams in the conference will qualify for the postseason tournament. So the Knights right now, they're sitting in 5th, but you've got 2 other teams there. You've got Pfeiffer and also Brevard that are right there also. Same record as Southern Virginia. And then Methodist has a win on each of those 3 teams sitting there in 4th spot.
So essentially, if you're the Knights, you need to win out to give yourself more breathing room to make sure that you can get into the tournament. And that basket good from Kartchner. Once again, adding to his point total. He's now up to 10 points, the 2nd Knight to reach double digits in scoring. Kartchner trying to reach in and get the takeaway, but instead fouls number 32, Kendall Matthews, in the process. They inbound it to Daniel Fulp. He's working on Baker. Goes up strong, no good. 2 straight offensive rebounds for the Falcons. Finally brought down by the Knights. Kennedy approaches some resistance around midcourt. Shot clock winding down, 5 seconds. Kartchner goes up strong with the right hand, no good, but it's a block. Gonna call that blocking foul, number 32, Kendall Matthews. And Kartchner went in there like a man on a mission. He knew he needed to get the shot off. And he was trying to go with the right hand. A little too strong off the backboard. But regardless, he goes to the free throw line and shoots two.
Yeah, I think he got a little frustrated on the defensive end last time. I think he felt that he got fouled a couple times as Pfeiffer was able to gain those offensive rebounds. So I think he got the ball there with the shot clock running down and wanted to make sure his presence was felt.
Our first free throw from Kartchner, no good. That is the first missed free throw for the Knights so far. They have shot 4 and made 3. Here's the 5th. That one also no good. They're going to call a lane violation. I think that was called to number 2, Daniel Fulp. So it gives Kartchner another try. Free throw up. Another lane violation.
Yeah, this time on the other side of the lane.
That was number 32, Kendall Matthews. So Kartchner gets another try at the free throw. Off the front of the rim that time. Kartchner able to get his own rebound. So as frustrated as Kartchner must be after those free throws, able to get his own rebound and gets the bucket. The assist from Kennedy. So either way, the Knights were able to come away with 2 points. They went about it in a very roundabout way, but able to get the job done.
A good composure there by Kartchner to miss those 4 free throws and still have the presence to be able to finish that play.
In this first half. Crazy left-handed shot, no good for Daniel Fulp as he drove the lane. Jex for 3, that's short. Getting the rebound that time is number 22, Taylon Rowe. That's a 3, no good, rebounded by Jex. Hits it down the floor to Koa Baker, has to get it back out. Here's Kennedy for 3. Off the backboard, no good. So back-to-back misses for the Knights. Now under a minute to go. Here's a 3 from Rowe. That time is good. That's his first made three-pointer of the game. He's been a little frustrated. As again, I mentioned in warm-ups, he was knocking down every single 3 that he took, essentially. So finally able to knock one down in game was very satisfying for him as Baker calls the timeout. I think it's where there was a bunch of streaks in a row and then some dry spells. They were consistently able to get points on the board. And with that, we'll turn the time over to Southern Virginia's cheer squad. Very happy. It'll be a quick turnover after the block.
Pfeiffer a little careless there on the break and throw it out of bounds, so the Knights dodge a bullet there and get the ball right back.
Again, we've seen the Knights turn it over a couple of times so far in the game, but very rarely has Pfeiffer really been able to take advantage and get points off those turnovers, or at least not as much as they would like to have had.
Well, so far, Southern Virginia has had 7 turnovers. Pfeiffer has 9.
And make that 8 turnovers for Southern Virginia as that ball is taken away from Connolly. That three-pointer, no good by Taylon Rowe. So both teams kind of coming out cold, aside from that one basket in the paint by Olsen. Good hands there by Beckwith. Baker going up with left hand, no good, gets his own rebound. Strong up with left hand again, no good. Great job with it when they do commit a turnover at getting back on defense, locking down and make sure that they don't pay for it. But Baker with that offensive rebound now has 3 in the game, making 7 total rebounds. Second free throw up and good. He is now. Falcons get it inside to Bird. Tries to kick it back out to Butler.
Halftime obviously gave the Knights an opportunity to make some adjustments there. You know, Damon Beckwith not having the space that he'd like to have to get his shot off. And Yeah, like you said, the Falcons offense looks a little out of sorts at the moment.
Baker trying to get into the paint to Kartchner, and he's fouled. They're trying to corral that pass. It'll stay with Southern Virginia. The inbound from Kennedy. Baker dribbling in. Easy layup, that easy lane to dribble through. Here's Bird for three. Sails way wide right. Recovered by the Falcons. The floater up, no good. Rebounded by Kennedy. That's going to be a foul, number 22, Taylon Rowe, as he was reaching in.
And it's gone, and they've outscored Pfeiffer so far, 6-0.
Things like that where a team comes out just firing on all cylinders just makes you wonder what words were said in that locker room at halftime. Kartchner working on Hamilton, shot clock winding down, goes with the shot, no good. That time brought down by Hamilton. He'll be fouled after the Knights are able to capitalize offensively. Blocked by Connolly. Butler trying the fadeaway jumper, and Connolly was not having it. And one for Koa Baker.
What a move at half court by Koa Baker. Put that
right.
And so the best way to combat that, is to take care of the things that you can control, which is rebounding, good, tough defense. If they're going to score, which they're going to score throughout the game, but you got to play tough defense and make them earn it.
And that first free throw from Daniel Fulp, no good. That second one, we saw Demarcus Robertson check back into the game. Again, we talked about him having 3 fouls. And like we predicted, we didn't see him for a good solid couple of minutes. Ibsen, deep three. Off the back of the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Robertson. That's one of the positive things about three-pointers, that if you miss, it's going to be a long rebound. And Robertson right there, driving the lane, and blocked was Kennedy. Blocked that time by Doug Smith. Tipped, knocked away, but recovered by the Falcons. And fouled once again as Daniel Fulp. After that first free throw from Daniel Fulp is good. Second free throw up and good. Brings it back within single digits. Now that's been brought back to a single-digit lead, if you're Southern Virginia, you're thinking to yourself, okay, it's time to strap down, take care of business. As that beautiful move from Robertson sends Jagru on the floor. Got a good reaction from the crowd here at Southern Virginia. Baker gets a screen, kicks out to Kennedy. Fadeaway shot up and in. Got blocked. Had a fadeaway jumper that time. That time knocked out of bounds by Kartchner. I believe Ibsen may have gotten his hand on it first, and then Kartchner did the rest. So now the Falcons will maintain possession. Kick out to the corner. Left hand, no good. Initially, I believe it was both. On the inbound pass. They get it inbounds to Kartchner. Does a great job at finding the open man. Baker working the post. Spin move up the left hand, up with the defense. And Baker able to knock it down.
Looks like they're going to get Ibsen.
Free throw is good. Inbound to Robertson. A little too far ahead of him. Turnover for Southern Virginia. Inbounding wise by the Falcons, making things a little difficult for the Knights. The deep three from Rowe is good. nothing but net on that shot. They call travel here on Jex as he steps through.
So they settle themselves a little bit, take care of the basketball.
Now that it's an 8-point lead, like you said, the Knights need to buckle down, limit the turnovers. That three from Rowe, no good.
So he's not picking up those fouls.
Here's Kennedy with it. Kennedy 1 point away from joining Baker and 20 points in scoring. Baker drives in, gets another foul. Nearly jumped to the air, then came back down with the ball, but the last second found him for the assist. Knocked out of bounds that time by number 22, Taylon Rowe. Again, you're seeing Rowe, as well as number 11, Clayton Robinson, playing really, really great on-ball defense. Getting inbounds to Kartchner. Nice to see him back on the floor. Kartchner, like we mentioned before, had 12 points in that first half, and that is where he currently stands still. Shot clock winding down. Kennedy goes up the left hand. No good. Kartchner was almost there for the putback, but it goes out of bounds. Turnover for the Knights. Make no mistake, Kartchner is very capable of getting a putback dunk in that type of situation. And I'm sure that's exactly what he was thinking. I'm going to say that Daniel Phillips stepped out of bounds. Great defense from Kartchner. Doing a great job at not drawing the foul with his body or with the arm extending. It's now just under 5 minutes remaining in this one. Kennedy kicks it out to Connolly. He's got the three. Up, no good. Rebounded by Kartchner. Goes back up with it. Tough shot, no good. Brought down by Fulp. Great defense in the post. Connolly gets another block. That time it was against Rowe. Kennedy advances it to Kartchner. Kartchner could have easily driven to the basket, but wisely decides to kick it out to the corner, try to set up the offense. Again, when you have a 10-point lead, you want to make sure you use up as much time as possible, not the game get away from you.
Yeah, I think Coach Wardenberg wouldn't have minded with Tyler back that offensive rebound out on the previous possession, and now here he goes, knocking down that and with the foul.
That's his first basket since the first half, and he will go to the free throw line after this media timeout.
But the Knights still have to avoid getting complacent here, only with 3:49 left.
Right.
And a 12-point lead, possibly 13 here with this free throw by Kartchner. Yeah, but like we said all night long, they're capable of knocking down multiple three-pointers in quick succession. So the Knights can't afford to fall asleep on defense here.
And Kartchner back. Another block from, that time from Kartchner. It's been block city here in the barn tonight. But I was about to mention that was Kartchner's first made free throw. He had that moment in the first half where he missed 2 free throws and got 2 other chances, missed the other one. Jump ball here. J-Mac jumping on it. It stays with Southern Virginia. Great effort.
Blocks, and now Tyler Kartchner with 2.
Your big guys producing in a great way. And again, making three-pointers and great shots is all fun and games, but as a post player getting a block, it's a phenomenal feeling.
What was even better about that block with Kartchner is he's able to make the block and also come down with the ball,
right,
which ends the possession right then and there. So got to give him a lot of credit for that defensive play.
Yeah, foul out time, I believe, called on number 11, Clayton Robinson, sends Kennedy to the free throw line. First one is up and good. Kennedy, another player who's perfect from the free throw line so far tonight. He is now 5 for 5 the other being Koa Baker, who was 10 for 10. Second mid-range jumper, no good, rebounded by Connolly. Again, using that length to reach up and pull it down. And off to Connolly. They think it's under 3 minutes remaining. Kartchner kicks that one out of bounds. Clearly wanted the ball out of his sight as soon as possible, but it stays with the Falcons. Great handoff that time, beautiful pass and a basket-ended pass for the assist. And I failed to mention after those 2 free throws from Kennedy, as that's tipped away but stays with the Knights, he also joins Baker with 21 points. Three-pointer from Kennedy through traffic, no good. Brought down by Kennedy thanks to the help of Abe Connolly. And again, when you're trying to protect the lead, offensive rebounds are essential. You try to make sure you give yourself chance after chance. Make sure you prevent the other team from developing any sort of momentum. Baker gets it to Kartchner, it's stripped away. Tries to go up with his right hand, no good, trying to beat the shot clock. Pass inside, that time no good for Almanar. Brought down by Kartchner. Almanar trying to go up with the reverse layup, but unsuccessful. Minute and a half remaining. Baker, spin move, inside to Kartchner, up with the right hand and in. That brings Kartchner to 17 points. They had a similar look in that previous possession, but Kartchner had stripped out of his hands that time. That shot no good, rebounded by Kennedy. Baker, pump fake, up no good, but he's fouled. That time.
Knights had a couple, less than stellar offensive possessions.
They had back-to-back turnovers.
Back-to-back turnovers, and you immediately saw them get back to it on the defensive end and started defense, putting the pressure on defense, and that's turned into a great performance here in the second half. Just that small play there by Abe Connolly to tip that ball out on that long three-point attempt. Just beating the shot clock. The ball comes out and he was able to tip that over to Sean Kennedy. That just extends the possession by another 14 seconds.
So Koa Baker was fouled on that shot, but he was on the floor for a good while. Was able to get up under his own power and shooting free throws in his place is number 55, Tyler Kartchner. Also got a couple of substitutions for the Knights. That first free throw was good. Subbing in number 12, Sam Jex, number 30, Kenyon Carlson, who's seen the floor for the first time. Number 10, Coy Burge, and number 11, Brian Tapia. Second free throw is good for Kartchner. Kartchner now with 19 points. And he is 9-64 over the Falcons of Pfeiffer. Again, the Knights were in 6th place in the USA South Conference, now moving up to 5-7 in conference play. Pfeiffer now falls to 4-7. Again, I'm sure this entire week, Coach Warrenberg was telling his team, if we want any chance to be in the tournament, we need this game. Absolutely. No questions and ifs or buts about it. We need to win this game. We need to play our best basketball all year. And I believe, in my personal opinion, they did just that.
That was about as good of a game as I've seen them play out. Especially when you figure 40 complete minutes. They've played some good basketball in stretches. I don't know that they've played 40 minutes as solid as they did tonight. And it came at the right time, right when they needed it the most.
Absolutely. And once again, we mentioned 4 players for Southern Virginia scoring in double digits, 2 over 20 points. Koa Baker with 22, Sean Kennedy with 21, Tyler Kartchner with 19, and Kai Olson with 11. And once again, a huge shout out as well to the players for Pfeiffer University. They came here and